All right, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Through a Different Lens. My name is Travis Huffstetler, and in this episode, we're going to start talking about money, but not the way it's usually talked about. Most conversations about money jump straight to budgets, debt, income, or hustle, but the Bible doesn't start there. Scripture always starts with order. I'm walking through the Bible from Genesis to Jesus, learning and sharing as I go to understand how God designed life to work and why things feel heavy when we're out of alignment. Today we're in Genesis chapter 1 because before money ever existed, God already defined something deeper: stewardship. I don't have this all figured out. I'm learning too, but I want to slow down and actually let the word speak. So let's go straight to the beginning and read Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 through 28 together. And it says, "And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth." I mean, it goes even further into saying, and God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree, and the tree which is the fruit of a tree, and every tree in the which is the fruit, in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life. I have given every green herb for meat, and it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and morning were the sixth day. Okay, I went way overboard there. So before I explain anything, I want you to notice what's here, right? And what's not. There's no money in this passage. There's no economy, no jobs, no systems. Yet almost everything we struggle with around money today traces back to what's happening here in this passage. And that should tell us something important. Money problems don't start with money, they start with order. So let's start with the identity. God said, let's make man in our image. I already talked about identity before assignment in a previous episode, so I'm not going to reteach that here. But I do want to say this clearly. Before humanity ever worked, produced, earned, or achieved anything, they already had value. Worth was settled before responsibility was ever given. Let that sink in. Worth was settled before responsibility was given. That matters because when identity isn't settled, money becomes a substitute for it. Then God says, let them have dominion. So dominion, stewardship before money, right? God says, let them have dominion. And this is where we really need to slow down, because dominion does not mean ownership. It does not mean exploitation. And it does not mean control for selfish gain. Dominion means stewardship. It means God entrusted humanity to manage what already belonged to him. Before sin, before fear, before lack, God trusted humans with responsibility. So before there was money, there was stewardship. Before scarcity, there was provision. Before survival mode, there was trust. Fruitfulness before scarcity. Then God blesses him and says, be fruitful and multiply. And this is huge, and we miss it all the time. But fruitfulness came before scarcity. Multiplication came before survival. That means anxiety was never part of the original design God had for us. God did not create humans to live in constant fear about provision. He created us to steward faithfully from trust, not from panic. God blessed first, then he gave them instruction. Provision was always connected to the purpose. And how does this connect to money today? Well, we'll connect it the right way. Because money itself is not evil. Money's a tool. It's a measuring stick, a mirror. Money doesn't create the problem. It only reveals it. And here's what I've learned, and I think Genesis supports this. If identity is off, money becomes validation. If trust is off, money becomes control. If alignment is off, money becomes stress. That's why people can love Jesus sincerely and still feel crushed financially. Not because God is against them, not because they're cursed, but because misalignment creates pressure, and money is usually where that pressure shows up first. Now, let me be clear about what this is not saying. This is not saying money's bad. This is not saying everyone should be rich. This is not saying effort doesn't matter. It is saying this, though. God designed life to function from order, stewardship, and trust, not out of fear and panic. When we're out of order, money becomes loud, but money isn't the root problem. Money's just a mirror. So instead of asking God for how do I fix my money, ask this instead. Lord, where might I be out of order? Where am I trusting myself more than you? Where am I living from fear instead of faith? What's the next step you're asking me to take? I'm asking those same questions. I'm walking through this too, y'all. I don't have it all figured out, but I am learning, and I'm starting to realize a lot more because God called us to do great things. He didn't call us to just be average, and then he didn't call us to just struggle and let life pass us by. He created us to be fruitful and multiply. He put the seeds inside of us, our gifts and our talents, to be able to share with others and to be able to shine the light that he's given us to shine to guide more people to him. And that's what we're here for, y'all, is to help others and to be good stewards of what we've been given so that he can continue to bless us with more, so that he can multiply it. So, hope this finds you well. We're going to keep walking through Genesis together slowly and let Scripture just show us how God designed life, trust, and provision to work. So, hope you like this. And if it helped you, sit with it, pray on it, but don't rush it. Thanks for being here. My name's Travis Hufstetler, and I'll see you in the next episode.